Screen Time Recaps. Welcome to Screen Time Recaps, where we break down your favorite movies in just a few minutes. Today, we're diving into a whimsical and heartfelt tale about imagination, friendship, and finding one's place in the world. This is Harold and the Purple Crayon, the journey beyond the pages. We begin inside the colorful, illustrated world of a comic book. Young Harold has a magical purple crayon that can bring anything he draws to life, including his loyal friends Moose and Porcupine. But this charming story takes a bittersweet turn when we fast forward to the present day. Harold is now an adult, living a quiet life, and he affectionately refers to the narrator of his adventures as Old Man. One day, Harold realizes the narrator has mysteriously disappeared. With his purple crayon in hand, he draws a door into the real world to search for him. Moose tags along for the journey, while Porcupine stays behind. Harold and Moose quickly find themselves overwhelmed by the complexities of the real world. They ride a bike Harold draws in search of clues about the old man. But things take a chaotic turn when they cross paths with Terry, a single mother, and her imaginative son Mel. Terry accidentally hits their bike with her car, but Harold fixes it with a quick sketch. Terry, baffled by Harold's abilities, reluctantly offers them a place to stay above her garage. That night, Mel and Harold bond over their shared love for creativity. Harold even gifts Mel a small piece of his crayon, setting the stage for an unexpected partnership. The next day, Terry urges Harold and Moose to leave. Mel, however, sneaks off to join them on their mission to find Harold's father. Their first stop is the local library, where they meet Gary, a quirky librarian with a not-so-subtle crush on Terry. Gary tries to help them locate Harold's father, but comes up empty-handed. Determined, Harold draws an airplane to write a message in the sky, hoping the old man will see it. Meanwhile, Gary realizes Harold might be from a famous children's book written by Crockett Johnson. Back at Terry's workplace, Moose's antics lead to her being fired, though she secretly feels relieved to leave a job she never loved. Harold, recognizing Terry's dream of being a pianist, draws a piano for her, sparking a moment of joy and reflection. Gary's suspicions are confirmed. Harold's old man is actually Crockett Johnson, the author of Harold's story. The group learns that Johnson has passed away, leaving Harold devastated. This emotional moment causes Harold's creations, including Moose and Porcupine, to start fading away. When Harold is at his lowest, Gary betrays him. Obsessed with living out his own fantasy, Gary tricks Harold into giving up his crayon and uses its power for himself. Gary imprisons Harold and Mel, but underestimates Mel's ingenuity. Using the crayon piece Harold gave him, Mel escapes and frees Harold. In a climactic battle, Harold and Mel face off against Gary in the town square. Wielding the crayon, Gary creates a fiery fantasy world where molten lava threatens to consume everything. Mel uses his own imagination, summoning his school-drawn imaginary friend, Carl, to stop Gary. Together, they outsmart him, forcing him to give up the crayon. Harold, ever compassionate, grants Gary his dream of living in a fantasy world by drawing a door for him. Gary enters, and the door is destroyed, ensuring he can't wreak havoc again. With their journey complete, Harold, Moose, Porcupine, Mel, and Terry visit a museum dedicated to Crockett Johnson's work. Harold discovers a note that reveals the deeper meaning behind his creation. Inspired, Harold and his friends return to their own dimension. Before leaving, Harold gifts Mel a box of Crayola crayons, encouraging him to continue imagining and creating. Harold and the Purple Crayon. The Journey Beyond the Pages is a touching story about creativity, self-discovery, and the power of imagination. It reminds us that our own creativity can bridge the gap between fantasy and reality. Thanks for watching Screen Time Recaps. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which movie you'd like us to cover next. Until next time, keep imagining